FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
The question has to do with voter anger. We heard a lot in this last election about voter anger. And the question is, are voters angry, or are just the subset of angry voters the loudest?
No, voters are angry. That we've seen a series of institutional failures in government, in business, the church. I think there's to me, the underlying theme of this last election is a fear of national decline. If you ask Americans, are America's best days behind it? 65% of Americans say yes. We've gone through periods of pessimism, but never as sustained a period as we're in now. People fear that not only have we lost something, but our institutions are fundamentally not up to the task. And that anger flows out of that. That disillusion flows out of that. I think Obama tapped into it. I think the Tea Party movement tapped into it in a different iteration. And by the way, I think we're not done with this. We are in a period of high social self-organization. We saw the Obama movement. We saw the Tea Party movement. I'm convinced that we're going to see a movement, or maybe it's already starting, a movement of people who fundamentally want to take care of the fiscal situation. We are literally, there's no question about this, marching off a cliff fiscally. Countries fail because they lose wars or they get buried under their own debt. Serious nations don't walk off a cliff. And I think with the right leaders, with the right donors, there will be a mass movement in the next 5 years which will simply say, we're willing to take a sacrifice, if everybody's willing to take a sacrifice, to avoid a fiscal catastrophe. I go around Capitol Hill, I go to the White House, and I say, do you think there'll be a national bankruptcy? And I would say almost universally, people say yes. And I remember asking a White House economist, do you think we could take actions before we have a national bankruptcy? And he said, nah, I don't really see it. And I said, well, what kind of national bankruptcy will it be? Like, the Argentina, Greece, decline and fall of the Roman Empire? It'll be pretty bad, maybe not as bad as the Roman Empire, but pretty bad. Serious countries don't do that, don't walk into that. And so I think there's such a degree of anger, there will be a mass movement, a movement based on patriotism that says, at a time when soldiers and Marines are sacrificing their lives in Afghanistan, are you really not willing to sacrifice your cost of living adjustment? And I think that'll come.